Hello friends, Steph here from PPC.University. We'll give it another minute or two. We still have a minute to go live with today's topic, why building purpose into your home business makes a lot of sense. So let's wait just a few more seconds to wait for people to come online. For those of you who have subscribed on YouTube and on Facebook or on Twitter, we are going live on several channels at the same time. And please do not hesitate to leave your comments wherever you are watching this, because I should be able to see all of your comments coming live on my screen here. So let's give it another a few more seconds. So hello friends, Steph here from PPC.University. I am the founder of PPC.University and the CEO of a Montreal-based digital marketing agency. And today's topic, I'd like to talk about purpose and why I believe that building purpose into a home-based business makes a lot of sense. The reason why I wanted to introduce you to this topic is you may have come across several outlets now in the news for the last 2 years that increasingly talk about the advantages of building a purpose into a business and the transform mission statements. And it's more or less has been related to rather large companies. Companies that are on the stock market, NASDAQ or what have you, in Europe, in the US, even in China, that purpose-driven businesses reunite certain advantages, which makes it a preferred choice for investment strategies and big investment companies across the US. The biggest and foremost one probably being, in case you follow the press a little bit, being BlackRock. BlackRock is one of the, if it's not the most important investment group in the US. And BlackRock has decided, I think it was in 2020 or 21, so very recently, they have made the unanimous decision to only accept purpose-driven businesses into their investment portfolios. And that's huge news, because that means that a company such as, or an investment group such as BlackRock, has now identified that purpose, when correctly communicated and baked into the very foundation of a business, is a guarantee for long-term growth, because that's what investment firms are looking for: long-term growth, stable growth that can be provided to those who buy the shares of those companies. So in today's live stream, I'd like to present to you the advantages that a purpose-driven business represents, not only for large companies that are on the stock market, but also for home-based businesses like mine, because I'm running my agency out of my home for the last 2 years. And for you, if you have a home-based business, or if you are planning of having a home-based business working out of your home, or even if you're a freelancer and you do not yet have a business per se, but you're asking yourself what to do to scale up and being able to build a business. So let's dive in. I will share my screen to do this presentation, and I will put myself into a little corner up there so that you can follow me through as well. Here we go. So why building purpose into your home-based business makes sense? Well, one of the arguments that's been given is increased growth. And to just cite a purpose consultant, Aaron Hurst, he mentioned that this was a test performed, I think it was over 500 companies in 2020. He states that 42% of companies that were not considered purpose-driven showed a drop in revenue in a calendar year, And on the other side, 85% of purpose-led companies showed positive growth. So you can imagine that a company like BlackRock, who's got to take decisions in terms of what companies to put in their portfolio to offer those as an investment to their shareholders, this is very important news. I mean, if building in purpose, building into your company mission statement, and to live it in terms of the services that you offer, the products that you're offering, if that guarantees or makes a difference in terms of growth, well, that's huge news, and that's one of the reasons why BlackRock has taken that decision. Another argument that has been given is customer loyalty. So, and this comes from McLeod and Moore. I added the website where I found this information on the plate that you can see here on the screen. And McLeod says that organizations driven by a purpose that's bigger than money outperform their competition in terms of customer loyalty and employee engagement. And obviously that leads to greater long-term revenue. And it makes perfectly sense. I mean, if you are able to build loyalty with your customers, if those customers have to make a decision between two, let's say, comparable products or two comparable services, then the one who will win that choice will be the one they like most. And the one they like most, if purpose is one of the decisive factors for them to choose one service or one product over the other, well, that's where the purpose-driven business wins. So customer loyalty is a very important factor when it comes to build purpose into a business. And just to give you an example out of my own experience, because I don't want it to be just a presentation of advantages and disadvantages related to a purpose-driven business. As you know, I'm running an agency, and some of my clients know that me working with my virtual assistants, which are located overseas in the Philippines and in Nepal mainly, could represent a down, let's say, could represent a perception which would not necessarily be positive if I'm working not with US-based virtual assistants, if I'm working with a US-based client, for example. But as a matter of fact, my clients know that I'm giving back to my VAs, to my virtual assistants working with me. I'm giving back in the form of stable employment. I'm paying a 13th month for those who have been with me for a longer time. I perceive my mission for having VAs helping me run my business as an important one, in the sense of that I'm very careful that they receive the revenue they need to support their families, because in the Philippines specifically, Nepal also, the money generated by the younger generation helps to finance the entire family. So I'm very careful of doing this right. It's not always easy, but I'm careful of doing it right, and some of my clients know this. And this makes them believe that I have interests which are not just related by selling services for money, but that I offer services to help those that work with me as a team and to take care of them. They also know that I am very fond of the environment, protecting the environment, and I have for one of those reasons is why that I've been able to attract clients for which the environment is very dear to their heart too. Just to give an example, one of my clients is a small-sized business located in Montreal, building a custom-designed cedar wood patios. Incredible designs, very, very well crafted. Patio being like outdoor terraces right next built to your home, or an extension of your living space. And the gentleman in question, the owner of the company, sources his entire wood only from renewable sources. So the environment for him is a very important aspect for him running his business, and he knows that the environment is dear to my heart too. And this somehow, more or less, builds also this loyalty between my agency and this client. Just to give you those two examples. Okay, let's move on to the next point or the next advantage when it comes to a home-based business and building purpose into that home-based business is employee engagement. And I can tell you from first-hand experience, my VAs know that now with PPC.University specifically, they know that it is very dear to my heart to help other people, freelancers, digital marketing freelancers, or people who have lost their jobs, or people who are looking for a career change, or people who I want to change career, want to build a business and scale their business. That's why I created PPC.University, where I teach people how to become PPC marketers and as an extension become digital marketers, adding other digital marketing services to their portfolio. They know that this is not, my main purpose is not to make money with this company. Generating revenue obviously is the basis of any business. I wouldn't do it if I couldn't generate a revenue, obviously, but it's not my main purpose. What really animates me with PPC.University is being able to help people build a business working from home, generating revenue, and leave their 9-to-5 job, for example, if people are looking for a career change. Because that's something I've experienced 15 years ago. And the change in my personal life in terms of realizing that freedom were so tremendous that I'd like to share that with other people. I'd like to share this possibility, and I want to show them how I did it and how it's done the right way and with the least amount of risk possible. So my VAs, my virtual assistants working with me, they know about this very well, obviously, because they're working also with me on PPC.University on developing the courses and the marketing side of things. So, and it animates them very much. They're very proud to work on that project on PPC.University, because I'll also offer those possibilities to people in their own home country, in the Philippines, in Nepal, in India, across the US and Canada, of course, as well, Europe. But they very much like this idea that it's not just about money, but that it's to help people set themselves free, so to speak, and to generate money and then to scale up a business to reach a 6-figure business working from home. And employee engagement is something I experienced myself while running and building PPC.University, and it can be something. Obviously, that's a big advantage if you're running your own digital marketing agency working from home. If just you know what type of purpose to build into your business, and we are coming to that as well. I will explain to you how to find that purpose actually in the next live stream. So another advantage related to building purpose into your home-based business is it really builds a mission statement on steroids, because want it or not, you need to communicate that purpose, right? It needs to be visible, it needs to be communicated. And what better way to communicate it than to build it into a mission statement that then in turn translates itself or triggers or trickles rather into your in your communication, in your activities on social media, in the way you talk to customers, you explain your services and your products. So to put it in your mission statement is obviously one of the first steps. And as McLeod pointed out, purpose, what you can read here on the screen, purpose is like your mission on steroids. It's what they call your meta mission, something that goes on top of everything and that transcends everything else you do. So, and that leads me to the next screen. Actually, I'd like to show you that screen right away before I move on here. And it's Roy McSpence, who is the co-author of a very important book when it comes to purpose. He says extraordinary businesses are driven by purpose. And he says it's not what you sell, but it's what you stand for. And that, I think, is a very important point to make. We all have the impression that what we're really selling is a service, such as me, for example, with my agency, I'm selling PPC ad services, search engine optimization, social media marketing, and content marketing services. But what we are really selling is what those clients know I stand for. They know my values, they know what I like, what is dear to my heart, and it transcends and goes beyond the quality of the service that I'm offering. And obviously, for me, the first and foremost thing to make sure of is that the services I'm offering through my agencies is of the highest quality possible to my customers, to my clients. But I'm in this business, just to give you one example, I'm in the business of giving back. I like to help people perform and to be successful in life. And that's also why I went into PPC.University and had people build their home-based business. But when it comes to my agency, to give you an example, I had a client, or I had a client who was working as a kitchen remodeler. So he was building custom designed kitchens across the Montreal area. And I considered myself helping him with PPC ads, finding new customers, not just providing him with a digital marketing service. For me, the understanding was that I was helping him become successful. And by me helping him become successful, being able on his side to sell a nice product to his clients, to his customers, and while being successful, being able to employ 1, 2, 3, 4 workers that went with him on those jobs, and made the kitchen remodeling become a reality. So I realized that with my services, I help somebody actually bring back something to the community, because when you create jobs, or when you help somebody else, my client, create jobs, you provide that family of those people working with him or for him with the possibility of making money and sustain their families. So it's a community. I see it much more like an investment of my services. The end result of it is also contributing to my community, to the community I have my clients in this case, Montreal. So I'm thinking further. I'm not thinking about this first level service, but I'm very happy to learn that, for example, another client of mine, agency client, she had it's a podiatrist, so a foot doctor. And I remember vividly, she was like weeks away from closing the door because she invested all her savings into setting up her clinic, and opened the clinic, opened the doors, and thought that, well, now that I opened the door and my clinic is nice looking and I'm a professional, now they will come. But she completely forgot about marketing. So that was a tough lesson for her to learn. And so I explained to her what was missing: ads. So I took care of her, and within 3 weeks, we actually generated the revenue that avoided her closing down the business. So anyway, long story short, you see where my purpose thing falls into place. Now, I want to stop it here for today. Next week, I'd like to show you how you, for yourself, with whatever service or product you're offering as a home-based business, what 4 questions you need to ask yourself to find that purpose that you could bake into your mission statement and build into your communication, no matter what what service or product offering you have. And as an outro, so to speak, let me just quickly show you a little video that will prepare you for next week, a little animation. And please don't forget in the meantime to subscribe on PPC.University if you want to receive alerts for my live streams. You go on PPC.University and there's a button, live stream. You click on it and you can subscribe to my live streams. But let me show you now this video, and we will leave it at this for next week. Here we go. So I'm going to leave it for there. It's an abrupt stop here, but anyway, next week I'll explain to you more in detail what those 4 circles are, and I help you find, or at least we start the discussion about finding purpose for your home-based business. And until then, I wish you a very nice day, a very nice evening, a very nice morning, wherever you're watching this. And I say goodbye for now. Bye-bye.